Welcome to Nacho Fitness Coach,
the podcast where fitness is more about fun than form.
I'm Sara, the fitness expert who lifts heavy and loves a good challenge.
And I'm Caleigh, a newbie who runs more for survival than sport.
We're here to remind you that fitness doesn't have to be serious,
but we definitely take the snacks seriously.
So if you're looking for some laughs and a few questionable fitness tips,
you've come to the right place. Welcome to season 5. Hey, welcome back to Nacho Fitness Coach, the podcast where Alan's the real star of the show and Sara and I are just happy to be here.
It's true.
Thank you.
We would be nothing without Alan.
We really wouldn't.
I mean, he's really the one that makes it sound so good.
We love Alan.
Love you both too.
So it's pretty good. All right. So, and Alan does need to talk more because we need to be able to get a caricature of him.
Yep.
And it just hasn't heard your sounds and your voice enough to come up with a picture. So
That's fine.
That's fine.
We'll get there.
Man of so many words.
We're going to get there.
Mm-hmm. Eventually.
Anyway, how you been?
Good. I feel like you have something you need to talk about.
Oh yeah, because our last episode was about we got a pretty heated debate over you being an Apple user, me being Android.
Yeah, that was our bonus episode last week. So, I kind of feel like you have something you need to talk about.
Yeah, I think you turns out you made a pretty good argument, and I have since switched 100% over to Apple.
Everything.
The phone, the AirPods, the watch.
All of a sudden it was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to get an iPhone. And I'm like, wait, we just recorded the episode.
If you listen to that episode, which you never will.
No.
I did say a couple times in there that there may be a switch in our future. I knew it was.
Well, you were already dabbling with the Apple, with the MacBook.
Yeah.
Right.
And actually what I think, I have a husband who works in tech.
Yeah.
So.
And he used to be a big Mac guy. Long ago.
I wouldn't say that. We did have Apple.
You owned
We did
Apples.
have Apple years ago.
He made the switch over to Windows.
Mm-hmm. We've always used MacBooks though. He's always been a MacBook guy.
Not for work though. He switched.
No.
Are you sure? Because I feel like we had this conversation in some board meetings at one point when we were trying to figure out a direction.
May have been a switch.
Okay, I'm just saying. I mean,
he's been MacBook for a long time.
I mean, this conversation also probably happened like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So there was a blip.
That's fair.
In like his Apple journey.
Well, and that's probably about the time we switched from Apple phones back to Android.
Right. Yeah, because it was just, for his work, he was just saying how Apple used to be kind of like the leader, and then all of a sudden, Windows started being competitive again. Right. So he had made the switch at that point. So
that's where I'm at. It's been an adjustment for sure.
You're having to learn how to get the gifts.
Well, and the gifts I couldn't figure out. It's smooth. I mean, especially with all the different devices, like everything just seamlessly syncs up. I love that. But I learned early on, like I can't compare it. You can't compare the two. You just have to accept that this is a new thing.
Yeah.
And it's fine. The thing that did suck was when, like, say you have Android or either one and you upgrade your phone.
Yeah.
Everything just switches over to your new phone. I had to re-sign in to everything.
That's true. Because
I had to re-download all the apps. There is an app that you can get. I forget what it's called, but there's an app that you can get on your Android
to convert.
That when you convert, so it brings like your contacts and all that stuff over. But like I couldn't get into our Nacho Fitness Coach email for like a week.
Because you had your own phone.
It was just
weird. Like
the 2-factor authentication, and it's like tied to you and me, and I didn't know. I finally got in, but it was
super confusing. Well, I will say the one feature that I would appreciate if we had as Apple users would be the scheduling of texts.
Oh, they don't have that.
No.
I use Android. I played with it once I realized it was a thing.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say.
I just feel like it could come in handy if I'm like thinking about something specifically as like a reminder for like my husband, to be able to be like, okay, it's only 9:00, but I want him to get this text message at like 4.
You seem like you embody the type of person that would want to schedule their text messages, to be honest. Like that tracks.
That way it's a little bit more timely for when like the receiving of it.
That's very Sara.
Because I don't have to
of you.
I want to deal with it when I think about it.
Sure.
Not like later.
Okay.
Right? So, I mean.
Yeah. I'm just more like if I'm thinking about it, bam, you're going to hear it.
Yeah.
Here you go. 5 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
If you have your ringtone on at that hour, that's
your own damn
a you
fault.
problem.
That's true. It is. That is very true.
All right. Speaking of changes
Uh-oh.
that I've made.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's more?
There's more.
Man, there's been a lot that you've had changed.
A whole new goddamn person.
You are, apparently. Wow.
So earlier this season, we also spoke about the green face diet.
Yeah, and I've actually talked to a few people about it.
Have you?
Well, yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd it go? What did people say?
It just like when I feel like we first read and talked about it, it's just that eyebrow raise when you realize like where the face part comes in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little bit unsettling.
Because you're like,
It just means meat.
I know,
You know?
it just means meat. So then why didn't he just say green meat? Why is he gonna say green face?
That doesn't even make any sense.
Neither does green face.
You should just call it the green vegetable and meat and eggs diet.
So we should come up with that. Should be an acronym, or somehow we should be able to like make that into its own thing. But
I'm okay with
fine, green face. I mean, it's not our thing. It's whatever. But
so just to remind everybody what the green face diet was it was where you are allowed to eat anything that had or would have had a face or
would have had a face. I mean,
like
at one point it
eggs.
had, right? Yeah, it came from something that had a
no,
face.
it would have had a face. That's how they put it.
Oh, that's right. They did. Because yeah,
And you can eat green vegetables.
right.
And then
green.
at the end, they threw in like, you can also have 2 servings of fruit per day and carbohydrates that come from the ground the size of your palm.
There was a lot of exceptions.
There
to the
was.
rule.
And so we talked about it and we were like, this could be, we were like, we could do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I decided to take a step further.
Because it was also designed to be kind of a short term, like,
Yeah. It's not meant to
it's
be
not a long term thing. It's supposed to be like a 2-week kind of like cleansing your palate, like getting kind of dialed
Yep,
in.
getting off processed foods,
Kicking out,
getting
yeah.
off sugar,
Yep.
getting out,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, it was probably a month and a half ago, my husband announced to me that he was doing the carnivore diet. And I was like, you have fun with that. I'm not interested.
No, because I want to have the veggies too.
No, I just want to eat what I want to eat. And so he did it for, I think he was on it for like 3.5 weeks before Thanksgiving. And then this episode's not going to come out till like January. So
Yeah, it'll be a little delayed, but it's fine.
we're sitting in December right now. But anyway, he embarked on this and I was like, have fun cooking your own food, your own meat, whatever. This sounds like a you thing. Good luck. I wish you the best. So he did it and he stuck with it. He no more than just thought about doing it, and he dropped 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Immediately. And then he was like, after a couple weeks, he was like, I feel really good. And then we traveled for Thanksgiving and he kind of got off of it. But over Thanksgiving, I was like, and I was starting to get a little bit fluffy. I was really slacking on my workouts. My eating was out of control. I'm like, all right, when we get home, I'm going to start. So it's been less than 2 weeks that I have indeed been on the carnivore diet. How do you feel about that?
I mean,
You said on the green face diet episode that you would try the green face diet.
right, because it still has veggies and you can have the fruit twice a day, and there was still like some carbohydrates in the mix. I mean, it's still like, even, he went really hard and fast with the face and the green thing. But then there was all of like the exceptions to the rule, which you can also add this. I'm like, okay, well, this still then makes it a little bit more of like a balanced
Sure.
day.
You're all about balance.
I love balance. It's a strong
And I knew you were
foundation.
going to not like this. And I do want to just, for the record, I want to come on here and say, I'm not sitting here coming from a place of like, this is an amazing diet and everybody should do it. I don't necessarily think that.
Okay.
I've lost 4 pounds since I started it. I know it's water weight. It's before you start in on me.
Probably. I mean, it depends on how much you're eating and what your calorie intake is.
But I have not been tracking my calorie intake.
Yeah.
But I eat like 3 eggs for breakfast. We eat, lunch is usually just kind of whatever, leftovers. But dinner, I mean, we've just been basically doing ground beef, like a ground beef and egg mixture.
Yeah.
Throw some bacon in
I
there.
love ground beef.
We can
So
eat
good.
pork rinds.
Gross. I'm not a pork fan.
They're just like, listen, hear me out. like the consistency is like a Cheeto puff. And then you can get flavored ones. So when it's all you can have.
Does that count as part of this diet?
Yeah, it's pig skin.
I know, but
It counts.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
that's
don't know if the skin was different than the meat.
no, it's animal products.
Anything
and
animal.
I don't know if you know this. I don't know how much you know about this, but you can also have dairy, like whole fat.
Okay.
So we can have cottage cheese, we can have hard cheese, we can have cream cheese, sour cream. Jeremy made a carnivore cheesecake, which if I would have tried it like when I wasn't on the carnivore diet, I probably would have said this tastes like shit. But I hadn't had sugar in
This is
days.
amazing.
Oh my God.
That's so
I need
sweet.
him to make another one. It's like I would look forward to it all day.
Oh, that is funny.
Really good. It actually was pretty good.
What was in it?
That's a great question for him. It's like cream cheese. He did put artificial like stevia
Yeah.
in it. That's all I know. Half and half. Whipped. What heavy
You
whipping
just
cream
whip it?
maybe.
Whip it up.
I don't know. I wasn't there for
Made
the
it fluffy. You weren't there for the actual making of it.
so it was good. I don't know. I have really mixed feelings at this point about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do it because first of all, I have fairly severe stomach issues on a regular basis
Mm-hmm.
that I just lived with.
Yeah.
Not ever tried to do anything about, never spoken to a medical professional
It has
about.
nothing to do with the years of Mountain Dew acid in your tummy.
It probably has to do with a lot of different things, a lot of different choices that I've made. Probably is caffeine as well. So I'm like, what if I cut out sugar, processed foods, gluten, like, or, lactose.
Right?
Let's get on this and see if
What?
it helps.
Yeah.
The first week, more of the same of what I've been living with. You spend some time in the bathroom, which I was used to, so no big deal. But that's evened out a little bit.
Okay.
So, but it's too early to say whether it's like helped my stomach issues. But when you're in the cold, because it is a cold.
I think it's maybe time for a little quick ad break. If you have something to share with us or even suggest a new topic idea, email us at nachofitnesscoach@gmail.com.
Okay, we're back.
Well, yes, most of them are.
It's
Any kind of fad diet like this, you're
it
getting.
cures everything.
Of course.
It really does.
Yeah.
According
Of course.
to the cold.
Absolutely.
So like, let's see if it can cure me of all my like ingrown toenail. Carnivore diet. Fix that right up. It's wild, the stuff that they are like, I had this problem, and now it's fixed. People are like, it cured my diabetes, it cured my cancer. Like, it's just wild. Also, the other day when you were talking about, I said your shoulder hurt, and I said, what's going on with your shoulder? And you said, I'm getting old. And I said, on the carnivore diet. It cures aging. You don't age.
Literally cures everything.
I don't know. I'm not fully bought in, but I was curious to see how cutting out sugar
Right.
made me feel. I've never done that. And I also thought, if I want to do that, because I had looked into the FODMAP diet
Yep.
a while back to help with my stomach issues, but it's just too complicated. It's like, I don't know I never comprehended what it is you can't have.
Right.
It was like a whole list of different things. So that was too much. On the carnivore diet, just eat meat.
Right.
There is no like, can I have this? Can I not?
It's very simple.
It's very simple.
is
Not
good.
easy, but it's simple.
Right. They're not the same.
So I just thought this might be a way to do that.
I still think it's interesting though that it's called the carnivore diet, which to me seems like meat,
Animal products.
but it's animal products, right? Which is why all the dairy stuff
That's why
comes.
you can have dairy.
Which is interesting because, I mean, dairy can be a really high, like, it's a pretty common source of, like, issues for
Yeah,
people.
it is. Yep.
So-
I'm curious to see how. I don't do a lot of dairy on this.
Yeah.
We do a little bit of cottage cheese. We do, I'll slice off like the hard cheeses or
Are
whatever.
you just doing that for flavor or for, like, just some
Like
variety?
if I need a snack or something,
Oh, sure.
I like cheese. But I'm not eating a ton of dairy.
Ooh, you could do, like, those little Parmesan cheese crisps. Those would be really good snacks.
I have heard
Like salty
people will put like
chip.
globs of cottage cheese in the oven and bake it, and then it comes out like a chip. Haven't tried it.
Cottage cheese? See, I've done it before with like the shredded Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
And they come out and they're really good because they're salty and they are delicious.
Salt's the big thing on carnivore diet. Everything's got to be salted.
Well,
highly salted.
is that part of the diet or is that just personal preference?
Part of the diet.
Why?
Great question. Something about electrolytes?
Well, yeah. Huh. Interesting. So what do you use for your salt?
Himalayan pink salt.
Yum.
So, and it's, for me, I like meat.
Right.
I could never I don't think I could ever try like a vegan or vegetarian diet because I don't like vegetables. I would dread every meal I have to eat. I like meat. I am sick of it at this point.
It's a lot of chewing.
But I'm like, yeah, I mean, I miss crunchy foods.
Can you do protein then? Because it's a byproduct. Why?
Well,
It's a byproduct of the...
there probably is a protein out there I could have.
But whey is from milk.
I don't know. I'd have to look into it. I don't know.
Why? I don't understand why it wouldn't be. Because like you literally get... So like whey isolate protein powder comes from the pasteurization process of milk.
Yeah.
It's like they skim it off the top or whatever. And so that's what it is.
Is there sugar in it?
No, I mean, some of them add like most protein powders I feel like use some sort of sweetener.
Yeah.
Not full on like regular sugar. So a lot of them will use.
Yeah, potentially. If that's an option, I would definitely.
It should be. I don't know why it wouldn't be because it's not any different because they don't have anything about the processing part of it, right? I mean, because to a certain extent, meat's kind of processed a little bit.
I don't know.
See, I think you should.
I will look
Why
into
don't you
it.
Google that? Say you can have protein. Ask.
Oh, well, it's just live on air.
Just do it. Why don't we see? Can you have protein powder on the carnivore diet? Maybe we should have.
My search already knew what I was going to ask.
It's getting very smart.
I may have Googled.
Which, by the way, we decided to name our virtual assistant that helps us with, kind of our creation of something. Our chat GPT person is. Are we going to go with Queso?
Queso, I think that's only appropriate.
So what's Queso say?
I've got an answer for you. It's actually not Queso. He's on vacation right now, but this is just Google.
Just Google. Oh, okay.
Only animal-based protein powders are allowed in the carnivore diet, as this diet eliminates all plant-based food.
Which would be whey.
I don't know. I mean, I have muscle milk.
That's whey.
It is?
Yeah. I mean, because even like a blend is going to have like whey and casein protein is also.
Well, I'm not going to lie. That kind of changes the game for me. I might actually be able to do this.
Longer term?
For a little bit longer.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a second. That totally would fall under that, I would think.
Hell yeah.
So there you go.
All right. So there you go.
I'm still kind of perplexed about the cottage cheese baking situation.
Well, I'll do it.
How would that? I don't get it.
It's the magic of.
No, because it's like liquid. Are you sure it wasn't Parmesan cheese?
Yes.
You're sure it was cottage cheese?
Yeah. It would just dry it out and make like a chunky little.
Yeah, but you need to get those little curd things because those have a name. Like you can buy those separately in a grocery store. What are those little curd things in the middle of the cottage cheese called? They have a name.
Curds?
You don't know? I don't know. Called something, but
I don't know. I'm not as hung up on this.
It'd be weird.
As you are.
I don't know. I am very hung up on this. It's weird. First, I was expecting for you to say it's like a little cookie or something because it's
no.
like,
There's no cookies on. There's nothing sweet except the closest thing I can find is that carnivore cheesecake.
Yeah, the sweetener with the cream cheese.
Yep. This is a very restrictive diet, which so long term. But I've come across people who have been on it for years.
That's weird.
Which kudos.
What do they say about getting fiber?
They say
you don't need it.
They say you don't need it.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's they?
Them.
Just the cult people.
The cult people.
Oh,
I did because I actually specifically looked into it because I knew you were going to ask me that. They say if you are eating a whole animal-based diet that you actually do not need fiber.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
You just love this. This is why it's so hard to actually try to feel like you're doing the right thing.
I know. And that's,
you know what I mean?
I didn't embark on this thinking it was more for see if I feel better in general. I will say I do have more energy and that's.
Well, so, I mean.
The first week, no.
You should talk about the pre-workout situation.
Oh, okay.
Because we did finally I was like, show me this pre-workout that you snort every morning because
rub it on my
gums. I would really like to see the actual ingredients and what is in it. And I'm finally getting the shakes from it.
I assumed it was just a whole just a pixie stick full of sugar.
There's like no sugar on the label. So
Just, yeah, I'm glad
there's
I
a
had
whole
you
lot
read
of other
that, 'cause-
things,
Yeah, it's 400 milligrams of caffeine,
which is insane.
which is a lot, but that's what I take every morning. And I have to wean off of it because the pre-workout that I take, they're no longer making.
How many tubs of it do you have?
I have
left,
5 in the pantry,
and then it's done.
one open. No, I can still order it,
Oh, now.
but eventually, like,
Okay.
there's going to come a day because I found one website that sells it, but they don't make it anymore.
Right.
How they have it, I don't know. It's probably not even the real shit.
China.
Placebo effect.
They shipped it in. Who knows where it's actually made?
Laced with
They
fentanyl.
just replicated the label. It's fine.
Either way,
That would
I
explain the
am
shakes.
still on my pre-workout because I'm heavily addicted to it. That's how I wake up in the morning.
Right.
But I have noticed since doing this carnivore diet that I feel the caffeine way more in the morning. Like this morning I took it, sat on the couch for a little bit, watched my TikToks, whatever, and I was like, I feel like super jittery and kind of crazy. I
Get
checked
up and run through the wall.
I checked my heart rate and it was like 103 sitting on the couch. I'm like, that's not normal.
No, it is not normal.
So, listen, I'm not a perfect specimen. I'm not, I have my vices and then my pre-workout is one of them.
Were you getting the itches?
No,
Just the
that's
jitters?
why I love that pre-workout because it doesn't have beta alanine in it. So you don't itch. I don't want to itch.
No.
It's terrible.
Yes.
Some people love that. Like,
No,
that's why
they
they,
gotta feel
take
the
pre-workout.
tingles. Ugh.
I don't need that. I don't
No.
want it. But so
No. And I'm glad that you take it first thing when you wake up in the morning because then at least you're not worrying about that 12-hour window of bedtime. Like, what I don't understand is the people that take it, like if they get off work like a regular work day and then they want to hit the gym and they take it at like 5.
my sister does that.
And I'm like,
That's insane behavior.
dude, I want to see your sleep
Well,
data.
right now
'cause
is
there's
evening.
no way you're
Right now is evening. Alan and I just, an hour ago, we both took half a scoop of my pre-workout because we plan on going pretty late tonight. And I'll be curious to see
what happens.
how I sleep tonight.
Yeah. Wild.
Is what it is.
It is. Yeah.
What else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about...
Anything else you've noticed from the carnivore diet? You like it? You're going to stay on it? I mean, what's going to happen when we invite you to Ty's birthday party again?
because
a couple of years ago you didn't have the cake either because
I know,
you're
I was
like,
intermittent. I was
who eats
intermittent
cake
fasting.
at 10 a.m. Yeah, yes.
I was intermittent
God, we have a
fasting.
trend going on here.
I don't know, and I've been trying to figure out like what it, set the intention for what it is that I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how long I'm going to do it. I don't want to live this way forever. I enjoy sugar, and I enjoy.
What do you do for the girls?
They just eat. They'll eat either whatever we're eating, or they will have.
Have you noticed? Have they noticed that anything's different?
Yeah, they know that we're doing it. Actually, I was eating with Audrey the other day at McDonald's, and Jeremy and I have figured out that if you have to eat at McDonald's, because we have this art class in another town, and our tradition every month when we go to it is we go stop at McDonald's. So I can't break
Should have
that.
started a better tradition, but it's fine. I mean, that was your own fault. So I'm not.
It just happened. So that's our thing. We've been doing it for a couple of years now. So we had to go to McDonald's. Well, I figured out that you can order a double quarter pounder.
Yeah.
With
No bun.
No bun, no nothing. You can also add patties.
Sure. Just say, I want 5 meat patties
Yeah. I
in
think
a
you can only
wrapper.
do 4.
I think it's maybe time for a little quick ad break.
For more content, follow us on TikTok at Nacho Fitness Coach. Okay, we're back.
They max out on you. Okay. But then you double that order.
That's what we've done. We did that one night where he had 4 patties, I had 4 patties, and then I had to do it with Audrey, so I ordered 3 patties because I wasn't that hungry. But
Do you eat it with a fork or do you just eat? Oh, yeah. Okay.
So she said, she's sitting across from me eating her Happy Meal, and she's like, I feel really bad for you. And I'm like, listen, this is a choice that I made. Like, nobody's making me do this. And I've been very careful not to call it a diet.
Sure.
Because I'm not doing it to diet.
Right.
It's a way of eating.
Yes.
But
Life is just full of choices.
Sure. And I said, this is something I want to do. If I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Yep.
I
I just said, I just want to see how it makes me feel.
Yeah, for sure.
So So there was that. You know, it's been a journey. I don't know. We have another holiday coming up that, you know, I don't know if I'm going to make it through that.
Which is just not one day. It ends up being like weeks long of this stuff.
A month-long holiday.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see. I don't know. I enjoy it. But I also haven't been drinking alcohol.
Have or have not?
Have not.
That's impressive. I mean, you know, for over the last couple of years, just the fact that you've weaned away on the twisted tea addiction is impressive. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But before I started this, I really was getting back to a point where I was just like willy-nilly. I was not mindful of what I was eating. I was snacking. I was drinking more than I like set out to drink at the beginning of this year. And so it's been a good lesson in discipline, which I did need. I needed something to say, no, you can't have this. We get our monthly order of Gushers. Have we talked about that?
No, I cannot believe you have that on auto.
Because
so
hear me out.
Bad.
Listen.
Oh my God. I don't even know if my kids know what Gushers are.
I'm sure they don't. Listen, because I don't know, a couple years ago, year ago, we started having our protein shipped on subscription monthly from Amazon and other things like my razors and my makeup wipes and all these things that just, the girls would always get excited when this big, huge box came.
Yeah.
And
like
so
Christmas every month.
Decided like, what could we put in the box that like, could be for them.
The choices that you make to start these traditions are somewhat questionable. Like,
it's fine.
Okay.
They love it. Gushers come. But guess who eats most of the Gushers?
Jeremy?
Me.
You? Well, not anymore.
No. But they came this month. And actually, it was the same day that you...
Oh, no. What'd I do?
You own a popcorn and ice cream shop.
Yeah.
And I have been waiting for a year for you to get the specific flavor of ice cream back in your shop. And as a matter of fact, you've been sitting on this tub of ice cream for months now. I knew you had it. You hadn't put it in the shop yet. So I'm on day 4 of Carnivore diet. I mean, I'm like fully in. I'm in. I'm doing this. I get a text from Sarah that says, salted caramel brownie is in the cabinet.
And that's the same day the Gushers showed up at your house?
The same day the Gushers showed up. And I did not cave on either one. That's impressive. A big deal for me.
That is a big deal because that salted caramel brownie is really good. And a waffle cone.
Such a bitch. I got that text and I'm like, no.
No, nice friend would be like, I'll save you a scoop, but I don't know if I will.
You've had it sitting in your damn freezer for 3 months.
Yeah, it's been a while. We brought it back. We got it from production and it's been hanging out in freezer space.
Next time.
It wasn't the chosen one yet.
I'm not going to be on this forever. I don't want to live this way.
Yeah, no.
If it works for people and if it like makes you feel great and healthy and invincible and immortal, like great, keep doing it. Mm-hmm. Do what you want to do. I can't do this forever.
Yeah.
So it's been cool. And like I said, I did need something to just like a hard discipline because I know everything that you've told me about like balance and, you know, all that shit, but I needed something where there was like no wiggle room for a little bit.
Well, sometimes that's not a bad thing. Like sometimes when you get it to the point where it's that simple, it makes it a little bit easier to make decisions because you kind of find this point where you're like, okay, this is good focus for me now. Because sometimes you have too many choices, then it just makes it a little bit harder.
One other reason why I've been able to stick with it even this long, which I'm not even 2 weeks in, is that my husband's cooking.
Which is nice.
If I don't think I would have made it this far.
No.
Yep. He makes everything. But like I said, pretty much the only thing we have for dinner is it's like a ground beef and egg.
I love ground beef. I mean, I'll do 2 pounds at a time.
But so eating it every night is...
Do you know what I like to do with my ground beef is I get the sea salt, like the Himalayan sea salt, but I do like the larger crystals.
Yeah, that's what we have.
Not like the really small ones, and those are delicious. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I could eat ground beef for like ever.
So. Will you try the carnivore diet ever?
No.
What if, hear me out, what if I get like, because I'm back on my workouts too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty dialed in.
Good job.
So what if I just like have a massive transformation and swear that I feel 15 years younger? No?
No, because I may or may not have finally pulled the trigger on some structure with a new coach. I mean, it's someone that I've known for a very long time. And he was kind of like adding people onto his team. And we go back to like fitness like there was a couple fitness competitions we did at the same time. And so I've known he's coached. He's got great people kind of under his like little community and stuff. And, carbohydrates are just kind of a big deal to build muscle, energy.
And that's what I'm struggling with.
And I'm like, I told my husband, like, all along, my like fitness competition goal has been for my butt to be so high and tight and lean that you could bounce a quarter off of it.
Nice.
That would like bounce and not just like hit and just roll and fall, right? Like,
will we actually try that?
Maybe.
I'm game.
Because now that like I've gotten into it, now, of course, they're like, oh, we really need to get you back on stage. I'm like, it's been 10 years since I have done a fitness competition, but it's also not going to take you that much to push me over the edge. So
is that what you're doing? We doing it?
We kind of have a plan.
Oh, shit.
Are you going to come along with me on this? So probably like Q4 of 2025, do like a US based stage, but see, they're based in the UK. And there's actually a show in London. I'm like, well, but then like in 2026 will be my 45th birthday. Maybe that would be a good goal to do then, like an international competition in London.
This is a lot to digest.
It is a lot to digest.
Me, you, London, 2020.
That would be really fun.
6?
Yeah. But 25 here first in the States. It's like, a good 9 months.
I can't wear
prep.
heels.
Girl, you got to start walking. You know what? You have to start wearing your stripper heels like around the house to get used to it.
I literally can't.
You have to.
You got to get bikini, like a Brazilian, a whole.
Oh, you got to wax it all.
Shit, dude. This sounds like a lot.
You're literally shaving every inch of your body.
I don't know, man. I'm a hairy
because when
bitch.
you get the tan and the lights, you cannot have like everything.
Well, I got to get my boobs by then.
Yeah, you do. Because if you get leaner, they're going to be gone.
They're already gone. They never
I'm just
were.
saying.
They never were here to begin with.
They're not going to get any better then.
All right. We'll talk about that more. We'll figure. I didn't know we were heading down that path.
To be continued. Surprise. Well, that's what you get for asking me if I'm ever going to do carnivore. I'm like, no, because I got a butt to build.
Got shit to do. Yeah.
I got shit to do.
I've already got a butt. I've had a butt for years.
I mean, the hard thing for me to build.
I don't know if you can bounce a quarter off of it.
That's my goal. That's my goal. That's a good goal. Mid-40s, be able to make that happen. The hardest part for me is I'm taller. Like the best, most balanced fitness competitors are like short. Because your muscles go out faster when they've got shorter points, But that's fine. I can still get lean and have a great butt. I'm good for that.
Shoot. Well, heck.
So, giddy up. That'll give us content for a while.
That could be like a whole season.
That could be. Yes, it could. All right.
Alan, yep. London. We're going to London?
Sure.
All right.
That'd be fun.
I'm going to have to record this.
This could be great.
This is going to be cool.
All right.
Okay.
Time to wrap it up.
Yep, that was a good one. Thanks for sharing your
all my
confessions.
Changes. I'm just really
proud
got
of
a lot
you.
going on right now, and it's fine.
Good you
I'm
try
fine.
new things.
I know.
Fad diet. Keep trying new ones, I'm sure.
I know you'd be so proud of my fad diet.
So proud. So proud. I'm proud of the Apple upgrade, though.
Oh, thank you.
Kudos.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to see the blue bubbles.
I'm sure you are. And now I will say, before we wrap up, I see now what you mean about, but Apple has it designed to where it makes the Apple user very aware of who other Apple users are and who aren't. It's not that way on Android. You don't know what anybody else is using. So it does. That's why you're all bullies.
Well, welcome to the dark side.
Yeah.
You're like, Android doesn't discriminate against that. Doesn't do that.
Yeah, you don't.
Apple does.
That's what anybody else is
we know
using
we're better.
is none of my business. But yeah, now I'm amongst the elite. So
One of the geniuses.
Yes, you are. That's right. That's exactly right.
It's cool.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. That's
All
it
right.
then.
All right.
Until next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to head over to our Instagram at Nacho Fitness Coach and let us know how you feel about the topic. Do you love it or hate it?
Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening. And if you like our podcast, leave us a rating. See you next time.
You've been listening to Euphony Innovatives Sonified.